Reddit, have you ever ruined someone's life? We had an employee whose entire job was to manage this spreadsheet. To help her out, I wrote a massive Excel macro that did her 8 hours of work in 30 seconds. Instead of finding something for her to do, the boss fired her and I got Employee of the Month honors and a $750 award for saving the company money by eliminating her position. Edit. My entire job. I mean every day. I replaced all of her responsibilities in totality with an Excel macro. She was replaced with a Control-G. No, but my friend choked his little sister with a phone cord when they were little. It gave her brain damage. Edit. I don't know about ruin, but certainly change. I've posted this before, but here it is. I kissed a girl at a bar one night. We exchanged numbers and that was that. A week later I was at the same bar and there's this wasted guy acting huffy and his friends were telling him to chill out. Didn't really think about it until I saw him walking towards me yelling gibberish. He reached out to grab me. And at the same time he walked into bar stool and I raised my arm fairly quickly to keep my distance and he tumbles to the floor. His friends thought I punched him. They ran over and apologized and got him out of there. Turns out the girl was his girlfriend and they broke up the day I hooked up with her. But they had since gotten back together. She then ended things after hearing he tried to attack me. So this guy thinks I hooked up with his girl. Ultimately ended their relationship and knocked him out in front of his friends. The dude hates me. I don't even know his name. There was this kid that always got straight A's in HS because he cheated constantly. He got into Stanford because of it. He cheated off of me and we got caught. Teacher thought I was cheating off of him, so I flipped. I was on the AB+ line and got people in the class to take my side because every student knew he cheated. My teacher then told other teachers, so he got caught in every class after that. Didn't graduate and obviously didn't go to college. He deserved it, but I feel bad. Edit. He was a really smart guy. Came up with creative ways to cheat. If he had worked as hard studying as he did to get out of studying, he still could have gone to a USC calculator level school. But probably not Stanford or Ivy League. Stanford is weird about admissions, so you never know. I wouldn't say ruined, but I probably did accidentally scar him for life. During an art period in 3rd grade, my friend and I were just laughing non-stop at how funny our pictures were. He stood up to show off his hilariously drawn picture of something. I forgot since this was around 20 years ago. I had the brightest idea of holding a pencil upright and he basically sat down perfectly onto it, and the next thing I knew, he was screaming for his mom and there was a pencil stuck in his butt. Surprising we were still friends. Until he moved to another school, but I don't think he ever felt comfortable sitting down anymore. TL. Our friend sat down on a pencil that I put upright on his chair and pierced his butthole. Edit. Sorry. Something came up at work and I forgot to finish writing the sentence lol. Your pencil is the pencil that will pierce the rectums. Yes. Although he technically ruined it himself, I suppose. Caught someone soliciting underage sexual interactions via email and storing child abuse imagery at work. He ended up in jail with an indefinite sentence. In high school, I met a girl and started hanging out with her. She expressed interest in me and told me the guy she was dating was controlling and abusive. She broke up with him. And I publicly talked shit about him without actually knowing anything about him. She was the first girl I'd ever been near. And I was crazy about her. And I thought I was just defending her against some asshole. We started dating right after they broke up. He shot himself in the head less than 2 weeks after that, committing suicide. We dated for a long while after that. But the way she talked about him changed completely. So some of the things I had said about him were most likely untrue. He took his own life. But I'm sure I made things shitty for him leading up to it. Yeah. No. It takes a seriously disturbed individual to kill themselves over shitty talking. Chances are she was telling the truth and his suicide broke her brain. It happens. Intentionally. I got the man who drugged and up-headed me when I was in middle school sent to prison for 12 years and registered as a sex offender. He couldn't get a job when he got paroled. And one day I was out shopping and passed by a homeless man who yelled obscenities at me. It was him. He was jailed again. Later. For stealing a slice of pizza and making his arrest record even longer. I was vindictively satisfied. Edit. According to a police friend of mine. The second arrest was for the stealing. The imprisoning was for being within a certain distance of an elementary school. You didn't ruin his life. He ruined his own. I once shot a man in the ass. Tackled him and then made him sit in a truck on said ass for miles over a bumpy road. Then when we got to our destination he was placed in a large cage. And I left and never saw him again. In fairness though. He had just tried to lure my patrol into an ID. And we didn't have another way to transport him. No. Your child cannot visit the museum by himself. No. You may not touch. Try on. Fake duel with the objects. No. You may not combine this coupon with all of those to get in for less than free. From their reactions. I would guess that I ruin people's lives on a daily basis. My mum told me she planned on having one child at 28. She had me and my twin at 23. So I didn't really ruin her life. But I screwed up her plans. Blame your twin. It's what they're there for. That's her fault. If you're the parent of a teenager, you probably ruin their lives every day of the week. God mom. I'm going to be a goddamn failure because of you and dad always smothering me. Stay out of my room. Slams door. Son. Don't curse at your mother and don't slam doors. Door opens. I hate you both. Classic me when I was 15. My existence sorta ruined my mom's life. For a while. Her choice though really. It was outside of my control. Yeah. My mom isn't too fond of me. Either. It's strange because she thinks she is. But in reality. She never passes up the chance to let me know how much better her life was before I came along. Personal problem. Ma. A friend of mine upped an underage girl when we were in college. I didn't think it was the first time he had done it. She wasn't going to say anything. So I called the cops anonymously later that night. She talked to them. He was arrested. I don't know what happened after that because we lost touch. Hopefully his life was ruined. I was in 2nd grade and we had just came in from recess in winter. There was a huge ice chunk that took 2 hands to hold. And I don't for the life of me know why I thought throwing it towards the door would make it just harmlessly land back outside. While there was still a hall full of kids. But it didn't. Hit a kid right in the head and left an exact replica of the Harry Potter scar there. I still think about it once in a while. Equals I'm 21 now. That sounds like it would give that kid a good conversation starter. Maybe even get a sympathy vote so it could end up helping them. I'm not sure. The kid moved away. The short story is that I was playing blocks with this kid I considered a good friend at daycare and he got pissed over something and knocked me on the head with a block. Dick move. Right? So I grab another block and hit him on the head. It's fuzzy but I don't think he got up right away and I remember being brought into another room until the parents got there to pick him up. I never saw him after that. I assume brain damage or something. A small part of me suspects he may have died. But I was young and no one's going to tell me because it was a long ass time ago and even now. It'll affect my psyche. I'm sure he was fine. They probably just switched daycares. I used to work at this Mexican food joint and one day we were out of avocados and hence out of guacamole. This one guy took it pretty rough. Will you have a drink with that? Sir? Yeah. Let me get a Coke please. Sorry sir. We only have Pepsi. I punched a kid in the chest who had serious heart issues. I didn't know prior to punching him that any strong force applied to his chest would cause him to pass out and have problems breathing. He goes to the hospital and for some reason leaves me out as the reason that he was sent there. He moved one day after and I feel like the biggest ass to be the sole reason this guy moved away. TL. Does my own count? My friend was hooking up with her boss on a consistent basis. Turns out he was married. He said it was just a green card marriage. His wife apparently thought it was a real love marriage or whatever. Long story short, he gets fired, deported, and will never see his son again. In NBA 2K I signed LeBron and made him a bench player. Around the time Into the Wild came out, my friend happened to get this idea that he really wanted to travel to the Amazon on his own for some amazing adventure. He kept mentioning it, and one day I said, but you'll just get there and bump into loads of people who'll say I saw Into the Wild too. I thought he had made a direct link between the film and his plans, but he got all offended that I was suggesting that his idea was just some middle class film influenced fantasy. Man. He was definitely going to go before I said anything, and definitely didn't after I said that. Not that it ruined his life. I just felt like an arsehole for shitting on his dreams. Good lord. The Amazon? That's a death wish. Did you guys grow up in a tribe together? I caught my boyfriend cheating on me with some girl. Later he sent me pictures of her with her legs spread and another with the most unflattering boob shot. I ended up making a fake email and sent them to everyone, including her mother. Whoa. That guy is a piece of shitty. Cheating is bad enough. But who the FCK would rub it in by sending those pictures? Why would you ruin her life? Your boyfriend was the one who was cheating on you and rubbing your nose in it. What you did just seems mean. No. But I'm willing to give it a try. What's interesting about this thread is that there are two basic themes. 1. Malignant ruination of another life, and the tone is invariably one of pride. 2. Non-malignant, often accidental, unknowing, or immature ruination of another life, and the tone is invariably one of shame. Commenters who fall into the first category scare me, except the guy who punished the dog shooter. Had a GF hang herself because I ran off to join the military and couldn't support her lifestyle any longer. Yep. His username is Orgenwahimal. I'm not gonna let him go. People overestimating their influence on other people's lives.